I want to start this video by simply putting this stock price on screen. I feel like every time I talk about Ubisoft, I bring up the stock price. And I do that because I just think it's a very easy visual representation of what the frick happened here. This company used to be very successful, I don't know if I would say, at one point they were certainly respected. They had a great run of games, especially during the Xbox 360 era. I have many memories on Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. Many people of my generation have many great memories on Assassin's Creed. The good Assassin's Creed, back when it was still Assassin's Creed. Also, I'd like to throw that point on the Ghost Recon thing as well. If you think open world Ghost Recon is Ghost Recon, I just don't know what to tell you. Ubisoft has been in an almost comical level of the last few years, and everyone seems to know exactly why that happened, and yet they still seem completely unable to fix it. And all the while, they've been making some of the most insulting statements possible. I mean, the writing was on the wall back when they started talking smack about Steam and telling everyone how great the Epic Game Store was and how Steam was unrealistic for the gaming market, but the Epic Game Store, the Epic Game Store is just awesome. And then they started slowly crawling back to Steam because absolutely nobody was buying their dog shit games on a dog shit service. Like, it's one thing to release dog shit games, but if you're gonna release dog shit games, you should at least release it on a service that is not also dog shit. I really don't know how you didn't see this one coming, and I think that's going to be my main thesis of this entire video and my entire perspective towards Ubisoft. Quote, I really don't know how you didn't see this coming. So we're going to do a little update video on what Ubisoft's been up to, because they've been in the news the last couple weeks for a couple different reasons. We're just gonna go through it in case you missed it, in case you were paying attention to something else, like Backyard Baseball 2001, in which case, understandable, everyone should be paying attention to Backyard Baseball 2001. So the first thing on my Ubisoft shit list today is, remember a while back when a lot of AAA studios were getting accused of creating cultures of harassment and just the general fact that a lot of people who work at these studios on the higher up side of things tend to be pests? Well, just in case Ubisoft leadership needed another black eye, 3 former executives have received suspended prison sentences after the harassment trial. So, that's fun. And my god, how bad do things have to be for not 1, not 2, fucking 3 of your executives get prison sentences? One of them, the former editorial vice president, was found guilty, was found guilty of sexual harassment, psychological harassment, and an attempted assault, and was given 3 years in prison and a rather hefty fine. The former chief creative officer and second in command was also found guilty of psychological harassment and complicity in harassment. He was apparently given an 18-month suspended sentence, and then a game director was found guilty of psychological harassment and given a 12-month suspended sentence. Wow, Ubisoft. Ooh, good stuff going on over there. You know how I always talk about how, like, it's ridiculous that there's so many layoffs at Ubisoft, but the top of the top never seems to change all that much? Now, how I think that's a little backwards. I would like all of you people who have ever told me that I was being too critical of the way things work, because I've actually had people tell me that. I've actually had people try to tell me that's like, oh, well, Joe, it's just like the problems are like, it's not the board's fault, it's not like the higher ups' fault. Sometimes you gotta cut costs by laying off staff members, and just like, the leadership has gotta be the leadership. I want you to look me in the face right now. Okay, that's enough looking. But what else has Ubisoft been in the news for? Well, this is probably the bigger one, ironically. Like, things are bad when 3 of your former executives go to prison, and that's somehow not even the biggest news that you've been in the news for recently. But remember a while back, Ubisoft started saying things like, oh, you gotta be careful, not careful, you gotta be okay with not owning your games. You gotta learn to be okay with not owning your games. And this statement also conveniently coincided with them starting to sell less copies of games, which, if you want us to be comfortable not owning games, maybe you should be comfortable not selling games. But I think the natural next step to that mindset just came into play, because after months and months of Ubisoft randomly shutting down their older games, they shut down X-Defiant instead of just making it peer-to-peer or doing literally anything to keep it alive. They took the crew offline because, fuck you if you paid for it. They have a history of doing some weird things with your digital library where, like, if you don't access games in your digital library for a long enough amount of time, they'll just fucking take them away from you. Thanks, I guess. Like, it couldn't possibly have been taking any more resources from you to just just not do that, but you did it anyways. It's like you're trying to make people hate you at this point, but go on. Let's see where you go next with this. And then, to no one's surprise, where they went next with this was the fact that they updated their user agreement, so now, if they stop supporting a game, like a physical copy of a game, if they stop supporting it, they expect you to destroy the physical copy that you bought. I'm not jesting you. It's not enough for them to just say, we don't want to support the game anymore, so we're gonna take away the digital copy. They now explicitly, this isn't a case of like misinterpretation or like vague wording. They explicitly want you to destroy physical copies of games if they can't be fucked to support the game anymore, which is amazing to me, because you can't even make the argument that it was a license for this. With digital games, there's always this weird defenders who will say it's just a license to the game. You didn't actually own the game. They're in their right to take it away from you because you didn't actually own the game. You owned a license for the game. You can't make that argument here anymore. It is a physical product. It is in your home. You can hold it. They are quite literally telling you to destroy your own property because they don't want you to have it anymore after they've sold it to you. Listen to this wording. The EULA is effective from the earlier of the date you purchase, download, or use the product until terminated according to its terms. You and Ubisoft or its licensors may terminate this EULA at any time for any reason. That's awesome. I love that. They don't even have to give you a reason. They can just take games away from you. Wonderful. Termination by Ubisoft will be effective upon A, notice to you, or B, termination of your Ubisoft account, if any, or C, at the time of Ubisoft's decision to discontinue offering and or supporting the product. It really is that simple. They can just be like, we're not going to put any more updates to this game. Goodbye, game. This EULA will terminate automatically if you fail to comply with any of the terms and conditions of the EULA. Upon termination for any reason, you must immediately uninstall the product and destroy all copies of the product in your possession. You must immediately destroy all copies in your possession. If you've been hearing stuff about the Stop Killing Games initiative recently, this would be why. This would be a gigantic, throbbing reason why. And I just can't wrap my head around this. Ubisoft has been in such a financial shithole for years now. They are losing the respect of basically everyone. They're laying off people left and right. They apparently have executives going to jail. They are losing money hand over fist. A giant chunk of them was just bought out but to avoid completely going under. You are in such desperate need for a W right now, and you think this is the appropriate time to start telling people that in order to play your games, you have to agree to a user agreement that means not only can they take the game away from you at any time for any reason, but once they do it for any reason, they not only expect you to uninstall the game and just completely cease all connection to it, but they also expect you to go out of your way to destroy your own physical property. How was this the plan? How was this the appropriate thing to do in your current situation? Why did anybody think this was a good idea? And I just don't understand why they would need something like this. Because we can argue back and forth over whether or not they even have the ability, the legal right to do this. I don't think they actually do. I mean, certainly not to the extent that they're trying to make it sound like they do. But what I can't wrap my head around is the fact that there really doesn't seem to be a good purpose for this. What is to be gained by doing this? If you're in Ubisoft's position, and you're a game publisher, and you make money off of the games that you publish now, the games that you published before and continue to sell, someone needs to explain to me what is to be gained by having the ability to do this. Why would you give yourself the ability to do this? Like, what do you get out of it? Oh, we have the ability to completely destroy and erase our own product history. Okay, why would you ever do that? What is to be gained? This is why Ubisoft is one of my favorite companies to talk about. It's like, it's the most obviously boneheaded thing to do. It is an obviously terrible decision, and the only thing that will come from this is you will make people dislike you even more at a time where you desperately need goodwill from your consumers. And you just decide that now, of all times, is the time to do this. Is the time to just give yourself the ability to Thanos snap people's property away from, like... What was the plan here? What was the end goal? Which brings me to my third piece of Ubisoft news that I want to talk about. This happened this morning. Apparently, despite all of the extra money they're getting from Tencent now, despite all the layoffs that have happened, despite everything, really, it's still not enough. And there are more layoffs going on right now. Apparently, another 19 people were laid off in the name of, quote, global cost-saving efforts. It literally never ends with this company. It doesn't end with this company. I don't understand how they're still around. Where are they making money? Where are they making money? That's what I want to know. Where is Ubisoft making enough money to stay afloat, despite all of this nonsense, despite all of their, like, a blatant mismanagement and the financial collapse that they are putting themselves in? I want to know where the fuck they're making money to keep all these studios open. It seems like every other game they release financially underperforms. They cannot be making much money. Like, where does all this ego come from? Where does all this hubris come from? What, like, I don't understand. And I do love that they keep teasing a remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Like, I love that every few weeks something new, like, teases the Black Flag remake, as if that is even remotely going to save them at this point. And really, that's the only reason I can think of as to why they would want the power to delete their own games from existence, so they can just remake them and resell them in a decade or two. But really, what is to be gained by that? How many copies has Black Flag sold over the years by being a good game with a good word of mouth? This is a game that continues to sell copies upon copies upon copies every single year. Every time Black Flag goes on sale on Steam, it rises the sales charts very quickly. I don't understand what is to be gained by deleting games from history just so that you can maybe remake them later, kind of. But even still, they haven't even confirmed the Black Flag remake. For all we know, it might not even be real. It could just be like the Sands of Time remake, where remember the Sands of Time remake? Remember that? Remember how they announced it and they were even taking pre-orders for it and then they just quietly deleted the pre-orders and never talked about it again? Oh, Ubisoft, you bunch of geniuses. You've done it. You've cracked the code. You've figured out how to be a game company. The secret is just that we announce things and then never release them. And then if people like a game that we release, we'll leave it up there for a couple years and then we'll delete it from existence. And if they don't like a game that we release but we spent a lot of money on it, we'll just keep throwing it at them and pretend it's a success. Ah, you magnificent French bastard, you figured it out. Okay, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to ramble about how stupid Ubisoft is. And now that we've done that, we can do the Doofus Club. You want to do the Doofus Club? You want to do it? You want to do it with me? You want to do the Doofus Club with me? You want to do it? You want to do it? Okay, let's do it. Klepto Penguin at Dojo 6, Axel Leah, Multheme, the V-Sims, Evan Co, Rayleigh Zerd, Gaming, David People, Oracle, the Return of the King, but it's upside down, Biscuit 1101, Ruffle Coaster, Adam Raz 26, Max Killer VT Gaming, Kyle Ward 789, Nate, Blast here, Blast 1314, Jimmy Charles, and Mario maybe a cuck, but Harmon can't get a girl. Michael Musial, Master Killer, Firestorm, oh goodness, Firestorm 2056, Demetrius Papagiorno, Tom Snorlax, and put your fingers between my toes and squeeze really hard. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Unknown 1867, 18, Kev Dog 1992, I Goon, Joe from Seattle. Official Drake, Smash Star, Evan Savages, and Golden Anal Pro, Bear Brand, Ipion 504, Grimsy, Edge Knight 1789. My dad left to catch some Pokemon, I'm sure of it. Kushka, Unicorn Raku, Bender Fondue. The moat is fine, stop being a doofus. Look, listen, appearing offline does not fucking stop it. T-Train Rising, Sense Nakage, Non-Volar, forgot to change my name, partial mean 8, Volksauto, Codman 4372WX. I need a stupid name for Joe to read out loud for everyone to see. Celerot, Golpyrek, Alderoth 01, I tear my ass cheeks every time you, I tear my ass cheeks every time you upload. Doug Nixie, Smile, Snake Eyes 327, Devastator 2000, Joe, why would you leave us? We miss you, sexy man, MK236E. I'm still in the moat, Joe, please get help. Henthia, X Machina Gamma, Elite, Fire Hazard 105, GWXSS, Ras the Wolf, Oven K, OK Toodle Set Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, All Games Video. Why, you little Joe from Joe from Anthracon. What's Anthracon? Chris Void, Pope Rock and the Rat King, Jessica Spire. I'm probably gonna regret asking that. Jessica Shepard, Riki Spell, Riki Dabby Muskie, Autonomic Dog 49, Crewman the Steel Angel, Doug Dimmadome, Doofus of the Dimmadoofus Club, Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vaderham, Cyrus 6771. Don't call me Doofus, it hurts my feelings. Shootex 940. You haven't helped him out of the moat, and you are laughing, Joe. Ha 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 ha. Get out of the moat. The first Doofus, Creed Warrior 23, Max the Chev, Chavit's going away for a while. Take care for now. Totally Insane, Black Cobra, the Anwar Slayer, Night of Cypher, ML04. I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray. Why haven't you helped him out of the moat, Joe? Ha 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 ha. Wolf of Midnight, Sig Rider, Pig Venus, Steve, Wen Studios, Film Kraken, Ohm Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thord Skate, Maganex, Seven Evans, Mr. Spawning 03, the Catalina, Fricker, Wine, Mixer, Pow, White Trouble, Donnie Weston, Nick Don, again, Draws Max on Twitch, come hang y'all. Gob Godson, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Hinner, Kenny, Kitten Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Elden Noel, Frost Crystal, Jimmy, Biogenesis, Ian Action, Floppy Swingus, 97, Mega Key, Scruffy Skull, Ghost, Ho, Ryusagi, Judge, the Ryusagi, Vasgrove, Raptor Tim, The Amazing Blight Man, Blue Hook, Film Atep, I am Joe from Seattle's Real Father, Jody Breeze, Smitty, Burger, Van Jensen, the Chillzard, main named Max Lore, McAdvertisement, Diego Garcia, JJ Jesse, McKinnons, I American Idiot, our Harmon Smiths, Other Chin, Oh No, it's Justin, Rand Roy, Tuning Way, Mechanical Residence, Twin Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, Negative Creep, Joe Taku, Poop P, Bang Cat, Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger 8008, Wannabe Hobo, Jidge, Westa Build 310 Shark, Rob C, Veg, Groovy Nana, Kurt Nallens Pack, The Scrum Master, Joe, I ate battery acid and my mouth didn't recharge, help. You know what would help with that is getting in the fucking moat, Toodles.